Hey, I am here at the Whitefire Theatre and I'm getting ready to rehearse with Dee Freeman, who's doing her show tomorrow. And I'm going to do a little interview with her so you can get to know her a bit. Hey, Dee.
Hello.
So tell us what the name of your piece is.
The title of my piece is Poison Gun.
That's an interesting title. Please explain that title. Because
Well,
because I just want to say, people think that like it's like a gun that someone's about to
right.
shoot a gun
And
in
you
your
know
piece.
what? Here's the thing. I will go this far. I will say that it is not what they think, but I don't really want to give it away. I think that's part of the mystery of this piece. I'm not going to tell you exactly what a poison gun is, but I will tell you it's not literally what people think, which
Mm-hmm.
is a gun that perhaps was poisoned in some kind of way. They have to tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. to find out.
There you go. So, can you tell us what the show is about, though?
Yes, it's called Poison Gun, and this took place when I was about 6 years old, years ago in Louisiana. There was a double homicide investigation of which I was a key witness to. The victims were related to me, and so was the person accused.
Mm.
And it has taken me all these decades later just to pull it out of the closet, but I'm now ready to do that.
And I know that you've performed a part of this show before, and now this is going to be the first time that you're performing the full length.
First
So,
time.
yeah. So, when you did the first act, let's say, um, how did it feel to bring that story to life on stage?
It didn't feel the way I expected. I've carried over the years a lot of guilt, and in performing the piece, I think it helped alleviate somewhat. Um, you have this idea in your mind of once you address it that it's going to be actually worse than it is, and the opposite was true. The more I tell the story, the better I feel, and the more cathartic I find it to be. So I'm actually relieved to be able to tell it now. I think it's been in the closet far too long.
Mm. So, can you talk a little bit about your inspiration to become an artist in the first place? An actor, artist.
I was in, I think, the third grade when a teacher took us to see South Pacific. I had never been to a live theatrical show before, and if I remember correctly, I think it was community theater. And from the moment that curtain opened up and those actors walked on the stage, I think I may have sat forward and went, Lord have mercy, Jesus, what is this? I was just completely enthralled with everything that they did. And I remember when it was over, I felt such a sense of disappointment because I wanted it to last forever. And when we were younger, my mother raised 8 kids by herself, so we didn't have a lot of money. But one of the things that she could do was send us to see theater, or to see like movies. And I remember sitting in darkened theaters in LA, and you see these characters, these people who brought these images to life. And I was sitting in the back of the theater and I just wanted to be a part of that because of the effect it had on me. I mean, I'd be going home remembering when he said this and she said that and the way it made me feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to also pass that along to other people.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so, how did you transition from being an actor that performs other people's words to being an actor that's performing your own words?
It certainly is an adjustment. I mean, I can't turn around and blame a writer and say your work sucked because now it's you who's doing it. Um, to be absolutely 100% honest, I think I pretty much followed the same guidelines. I had to take myself out of it personally. That's really what I had to do. I couldn't look and think, well, this is too embarrassing to talk about, or I still feel some shame over that. I had to distance myself from the piece to write it because if not, there are certainly a lot of portions in here that I wouldn't have put in. So I had to remove the emotion and just write it the way it happened. And that's what I did.
Well, it's such a powerful story, um, and I think people are going to be very moved by it. Uh, what would you say you'd like people to take away from this performance, this show?
Mm-hmm. We have the Me Too movement that's been around for years now, but it took one person to first stand up and say, to talk about something that had happened in the past that perhaps should be brought to light. I feel the same way with this piece. I have stayed silent for a long, 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 long time. And I'm not the only one who has been in that boat. You got other people out there, other women and men, who've had something traumatic happen to them in the past, and they've taken it and they've pushed it in the closet and they've left that door locked. And I think in some respects, for your own spiritual health, you at some point hopefully will be able to open that door up. And I think that's what I would like for people to take away from this. I mean, it took me a long time to open this door up a crack, and as you know, you had a lot to do with it. But I feel a sense of relief now that I've done it. So I'm hoping that there are people out there who maybe had something in their past where they're just a little hesitant over, opening that door up. What I would like to say is, I don't think it'll be as horrible as you imagined it, because I thought mine would have been a lot worse. So, if you got something that you want to talk about or something that you're hesitant about, I think the first step actually is to do that, to take that first step.
Excellent. Great advice. I love it. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Poison Gun, and let's get to rehearsal. So I just wanted to say a few words about Dee's piece, and this is coming from someone who has worked with her on this piece from the beginning. I have to say that her piece holds a very special place in my heart, because I know the journey that she's taken to get here. And so when I saw her perform it the first time, as a matter of fact, the first time I saw her perform it, it was in a reading. And I was I was crying. I was in tears because I see, because she also, in working together, we've also become friends. And so she's a friend of mine, and I know the journey. And when I tell you this, as she was telling the story, I was like, this is going to be a movie. This needs to be a movie. And so it would be great if you guys can say, when the movie comes out, you can be like, yeah, I saw it when it was a one-woman show. I was there. I witnessed the one-woman show, the solo show version of Poison Gun, because it will be an amazing movie. So just wanted to give you that heads up so that you can go out there and buy your ticket so you can bear witness to this story. All right. See you tomorrow.